Erectile dysfunction is not low testosterone, and I can prove it in just a second. But first I need to explain something very, very important. If you have early erectile dysfunction, let's say you're in your 40s or even younger, that could be a warning sign that your heart is in trouble. And I wanted to bring that up now because one of the early signs of heart problems is erectile dysfunction. I will give you the exact test that you should do to get that ruled out by your doctor. Then I'm going to show you the real cause of erectile dysfunction and give you the absolute #1 best exercise you can do to fix it that you're not going to find in your typical research. Here's the deal. Your blood vessels that supply an erection are between 1 and 2 millimeters. The blood vessels that supply the heart are between 3 to 4 millimeters. The narrower pipe is where the problem is going to show up first. So that's why erectile dysfunction shows up usually 3 to 4 to 5 years before the heart problems show up. And this shows up in younger men in their 40s and less in older men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, which is interesting. So if there's any slight indication that there could be a heart problem, the tests that I would recommend, and I will put those in the description, are a CAC test, a coronary artery calcium test that looks into the coronary artery and looks at the calcium in there. But also, and this is a non-invasive test, an ultrasound of the carotid arteries. And then also a fasting insulin test, a really important measurement of what's going on systemically in your body. You want that number under 5. Also, there's another simple way to kind of rule out if there's a problem with the plumbing. Do you get erections in the middle of the night or in the early morning? If you do have early morning erections or nocturnal erections, chances are it might not be a vascular problem, but not because the testosterone is low. Testosterone drives libido, sex drive. It doesn't drive the mechanical erection itself. I mean, just think about the most famous erectile dysfunction drug on the market, Viagra. Does Viagra boost your testosterone? No. What does it do? It increases something else, which I'm going to get into. And also, if you look up erectile dysfunction, it'll relate it to something called venous leak. That's not what's going on. You don't have holes in your vein system that are causing a problem with erectile dysfunction. Here's a sponge, okay? And if we took this sponge in my hand and we squeezed it tightly, and I slowly relax my grip and let the sponge grow to its natural capacity, that would be an erection. An erection is the relaxation of smooth muscle that allows this sponge-like tissue to fill up with blood. And then that blood that fills up in the sponge shuts the exit door, okay? So then the blood can't leave. And so the thing that causes an erection, which is actually the same thing that Viagra works on, is called nitric oxide. This is the message that causes the smooth muscle to relax and allow the sponge to fill up to its full capacity. Big question is, what is causing the decrease of nitric oxide? Now, if we take an 18-year-old versus a 70-year-old, we get a huge drop in nitric oxide. A 70-year-old has a drop of nitric oxide by 75%. So you can now see where the problem is. As we age, we make less nitric oxide. So a lot of people ask me, what supplements do I recommend? Now, of course, I'm not biased of my own high-quality supplement line, but if you go to Amazon and type Dr. Berg supplements, you'll find more information. And let me just go through all the things that suppress nitric oxide. Poorly controlled blood sugar, smoking or vaping, sleep apnea, having a sedentary life, not exercising, chronic inflammation, being on certain medications, and even mouthwash can, to some degree, interfere with bacteria that can actually lessen your ability to make nitric oxide. So now let's talk about the #1 exercise to help fix erectile dysfunction. This exercise recruits like 70% of your muscles, creating a massive rushing of blood and friction to the blood vessels, generating a lot of nitric oxide, usually within 48 hours. And what is this exercise? Deadlift or a squat. Now, before you jump into this exercise, you might have to work up to it, and there's a whole way to do that, and I will put some links down below of how to do this. but this is one of the best exercises that I would recommend. I have a free download that I want to give to you. This free download is my daily routine in a checklist. This is a routine that I use every day to feel like I'm 18 years old, even though I'm 60 years old, and I want to give it to you for free. And so there's a little link down below. Click it and definitely download that. Are there other things to do? Yes. Number one, go on a low carb diet with intermittent fasting. Number two, consume foods that can naturally increase your nitric oxide. Out of all the vegetables, arugula stimulates nitric oxide the most. You also have cacao, which is unheated chocolate. It's like a raw cocoa powder, and some people put it in their coffee and drink that to get more nitric oxide. Beet powder also is another thing that people are using to increase nitric oxide. And also, if there's any signs that you might have cardiovascular problems, you should get those checked out. I'll put some tests down below in the description so you can talk to your doctor about getting those tests. But even if those tests show up negative, you still want to go on a low carb diet with intermittent fasting as part of something to help reverse that. Now, even though erectile dysfunction is not caused by low testosterone, testosterone is vitally important, not just in libido, but also to increase your muscle mass. And for more information on that, watch this video right here. Check it out.